Hello and good morning. McLovin News here. The fight that we stand for comes with peace, words, legislation, grassroots movements, and every working individual in this country that is a part of the 71,150,000 and the smaller denomination of that last bit of that number that did not vote for Trump. Even if those people can stand out and say, hey, we're proud to say we're on Kamala's side, that's really not the main focus right now that we need to be thinking about. Yes, you can take that stance, but that is in the past. You can be proud that that's the choice you made, even me. But guess what, guys? That's not what America needs. We already know that we are divided officially based on one solid issue. People, honestly, do you really think out of the 74, nearly 75 Americans that voted for Donald Trump, do you really think that when they turn on, they're going to take a lot of their news sources from anybody who's doing jokes and things that sour the very moral integrity, the not so funny, joking kind of moral decency of what's going on with our news and media sources? Now, Elon Musk did hit back on Saturday Night Live, but that's not the most important takeaway. Remember something that I've said before. If you guys don't already know his name is Stephen Miller, the white nationalist, the architect behind Trump's border immigration deportation. He is the architect. He's not even an attractive looking guy, but you know what? Hey, he wears the white nationalist face beautifully. So take a look at him. As they have always said, pictures, look at a picture, take a picture, it will last, or as they say, the phrase, it will last 1,000 words, or a picture can say 1,000 words. However the phrase goes. I've kind of forgotten that because, let's just say this, society has brought me down to that level. As decent and as passionate as I am, I'm infused now with this multicultural Trump world that we live in, this Trump economics, this Trump America. Bless my poor soul. But you know who I have on my side? The Lord. I do, because the Lord has touched me through other people. I didn't go to church, I didn't follow any religious findings, but I found peace and harmony within the work of the Lord and those doing the Lord's work every single day. And those people that are fighting that cause, they'll say that they're the ones on Maga's side, but no. You can't take religion and divide it up like that. You can't take Christianity and divide it up like that. If Christianity has known anything after the annals of history, it's bloody, it's not perfect, and it's certainly never been on the side of kings and dictators. And I'll tell you one thing, tyranny and oppression, suppression of the news, suppression of the truth, suppression of the little man, the working man, the poor, the innocent, those suffering through drug and opioid abuse, those misusing their government official elected offices, those who stand against the peace and harmony and love and the beauty of the destitute, the poor, those who have come to our country here in America, in the United States in 2024 and proceeding there back through all the previous past administrations, even after 9/11, where our country was attacked by terrorists. And what did? We united. I like to remind everybody of that. And Donald Trump disrespected veterans. You remember that, guys. We'll see what he does in 2025, sure. It's all new, fresh start. A lot of people would say, based on my content, if I haven't said it now, won't you just give the guy a chance? We're talking about the President of the United States. Give him a chance? Yes, that thought's come to my mind. I thought it was important to disclose that. And this takeaway from this morning, remember something. That's the President of the United States. That's our Commander-in-Chief. Leader of the free world, as it's so said. And what is the leader of the free world looking like under a Donald Trump presidency? What's the Commander-in-Chief looking like under a Donald Trump presidency? Let that sink in. Compared to, yeah, sure, same old Democrats, same old leftist Democrats, same old this and that, and the stability of where they do with our troops and our money and concerns over the planet and women's rights and fighting over LGBT and pushing this rhetoric that we need to now change our pronouns and make everybody feel all soft and mushy and everyone's got to be bent over now and turn into this whole leftist group. You know what they forgot about? You know what the Republicans and Maga forgot about? There are independents in this country. There are old, diehard Republicans in this country. There are everyday working Americans that sometimes just didn't even care to vote in the past. Well, guess what, guys? If you didn't get your vote heard, if you didn't get to say something, now's the time. You have the time now. This is your moment. It's your time to shine, as it's so eloquently put. Literally, your time to shine. All of the immigrants, everybody who has a legal status here in America, anybody and everybody from indigenous, all walks of life. Your history, the annals of history, even, yes, that's right, even the Amish. I didn't forget about the Amish, okay? Not the Japanese, not the Jews, not the Puerto Ricans, not the Spanish, not the Italians. Heck, I'd even say some of the worst people in our country, if they didn't vote for Trump, I want to hear their words. Not that I think that they should be running and leading this country, but if they didn't vote for Trump, I bet you they're doing more for this country than we give them credit for, even if they do some of the worst acts of history. You know, money laundering, money schemes. Not that I'm involved with people like that. No, I don't even know people like that. But I say, since Donald Trump opened the door to see where we're faced with the white nationalists, it's not that far to open the door on the opposite side that doesn't stand for white nationalism. Let's see, division. Oh, and just straight up hate. And I hate to say this, I'm going to remind you, MAGA people who watch my videos, yeah, I don't hate you guys. I wouldn't waste a second on hate, but the door is open. You're welcome. You opened it. We started this back in 2016 in America, and now America has kicked off a pivotal moment where its voice spoke. They wanted Donald Trump. Donald Trump did change politics forever because hate has always been a part of America's politics, but he's the one who made the label to give MAGA the power to replace the Republican Party. Remember that insurrection that everyone talks about in 2016? Yeah, I'll say it again. That wasn't an insurrection. That was a kickoff. The insurrection successfully started and began to grow its roots as America, out of the 74, nearly 75 million, 74, almost 74, 800,000 Americans made their voices heard. They kicked off the success of endorsing and approving of people like Marjorie Taylor Greene, Matt Gaetz, who has been known to, again, as I'll remind you, get too close to young girls in college campuses. Marjorie Taylor Greene, who's a give Karens a bad name. And I'll say it again, give Karens a bad name. Yeah, because Karens, and anybody who's a Karen, they get tired of being compared to the term Karen. I know that. But you know what? We need Karens. Everybody may not like Karens, and we need our Kens too, or whatever other opposite version of the male version of what a Karen is. Karens, Kens. Hey, we need all of you guys who are not a part of that MAGA cult. And MAGA, again, is a cult. People that say in MAGA, it's not a cult, yes, it is. Because if you're not with them, you're against them. If you're not with them, you're not with Jesus. If you're not with them, you're not with the Lord. I should have started with just the Lord, but you get the gist. I try not to say his name that often. I try to respect that moral principle. And again, I didn't even go to church, but I understand the meaning behind that. For all of you who are deeply religious and appreciate and value the Lord, anybody who can find love in the Lord has never been closer in this moment in my life, in this pivotal moment at 34 years of age, where I've never had a single real female in my life, not a single human piece of contact, except for those who have passed away and left me from the past. Those who left me to find my own love, to have my own future, to pursue my own career. And that career and that motivation has driven me to see that America needs a serious motivational movement, a pivotal moment where we stand up to the white nationalism, which is the last bit of concern that most people probably aren't really focusing on right now, but maybe you guys are. Yeah, and let me show you the lovely face of the guy behind that. Here's the article. That's his face, right there. Does that look like a lovely face you want to see every day representing our government? The man who's already been proven to be endorsing and loving white nationalists, divorcing immigration policies, of which would be behind, and then that's the Elon Musk reaction there. Both links, I'll leave both links. But a simple takeaway, if you guys care to read into these articles, is Elon Musk says Saturday Night Live is dying because the show's lack of performance, lack of actors. I didn't even need to really read the full article, but I get the gist. And he has a valid point. There's one disturbing factor about this. Elon Musk, to even validate something about him, that's us almost saying that something is about normal about this new candidacy, this new era we're entering, but it's not normal. Remember that. It's not normal. Things haven't been normal since Donald Trump changed the pivotal moment of history since 2016, even when he got bitterly roasted in 2015 and said after Obama roasted him, he's going to run for president. And a true statement Donald Trump said, if you guys don't know this, if this isn't a nice slap in the face to everybody else, Donald Trump, I'll even show you guys as I type this up. I can run as a Republican. I've said this a couple times before. And you just watch this. Fact check. December 18, 2015.
Here's a nice slap in your face by the Reno Gazette Journal. You guys should look into that, really. I mean, I'll even put that as my front screen caption. You know? That's him demonetizing, or not even demonetizing, he's demoralizing Russian voters, being stupid. And you know what he's done to the Republican Party? For anybody who's Republican, I'm not even Republican, okay? I'm an independent. This would piss me off. Nobody honestly doesn't believe that now. Nobody doesn't believe this, even if it is, whether it's true or not. I'll even post a link to this article, apart from the other parts. They say, no, it's a bogus meme. But reality, he did find a way to get other people to do it. Even if that's not fully true, they're saying it's not an actual quote here. But you know what's funny about it? I think we're past the part of relevance, even though it says that he didn't actually say it, it's just a meme.
The reality is, it's not a joke. Nothing's normal. Saturday Night Live is not the President of the United States. It's not the President's cabinet members. It's not the White House spokesperson. It's just a comedian show for us, everyday people. It's meant to be what it is. The show will do what it's going to do, and I support what they do on that show because it's just about making jokes. I mean, when you're talking about as serious as things are going to be and what we're looking to with the Trump presidency, we have to really think about every day, how far do we want our annals of our intellect, our stimuli, our moral, to just completely drop and wither away? Do we really want to just normalize everything that's going on and just say this is the new normal? No, but we have to accept the fact that these are the results. This is reality. This is the world we live in today, America. All of you who watch me, I want to thank you again. And again, don't forget the face of Stephen Miller. Which I'll pull up this article so you get a little tidbit, lovely little showdown on him.
I pulled this up, not because I care to only single him out, but that's his face. That's his face. And this is where he has been credited for shaping the racist and draconian immigration policies of President Trump, including the zero tolerance policy known as family separation. He's against Muslims, and he's been involved with many other Muslims. And at the core part of this article, because I realize a lot to take in from everything I've shared from you guys, I'm going to post the most important, relevant articles for you guys to check it out and to read this stuff in this tidbit segment. I really do encourage more people to talk with me, to engage with me, because we need to do something, guys. We need to empower the groups that are working right now. And thankfully, here's another bit of good news for you guys. This should really inspire you. This I found out on I think it was on John Oliver. I'll post a link to that article as well. So, grassroots movements, even though it may not say this, yes, this is a good thing. Check this out. So, check that out. Look at that. The fact that Project 2025 is no laughing matter. It's no understatement. You guys need to be empowered by this. Anybody out there, Republican, Democrat, Independent, even a Maga supporter, think about something. Do you really know what this is going to do to our country? If this is the reality that we're going to live in, and I'm not going to denounce the fact that it could not be a reality, because Trump just became a reality. His cabinet became the reality. That's the future that we're going to be living in. And every single pick that Donald Trump picks is going to have an impact on our country. And that's the country reflection that we're going to be looking at. So do not denounce, do not ignore, do not shove your head away from the truth of what's going on. We need to get involved. We need to take this head on. And there is no little bit of effort that can't be but appreciated. Every ounce of effort, and anybody willing to do something, if you're out there, join and follow with me. Be motivated to do something. I'm doing what I can to motivate others, to try to inspire others, to bring information and news from my small little line of work.
In case anybody thinks that they can send me death threats and scare me, guess what? I know that my government, even right now and even after Trump presidency, does not tolerate terrorism. You know, a lot of people would use in the Trump and MAGA side, they would use old policies that were against terrorists back in 2001 and demonetize and attack our own people, just like I know everyday Americans that are staying quiet right now, how eerie that is. Yeah, it is pretty disturbing. Why isn't MAGA celebrating? They should be celebrating. They had a victory. I know a lot of other crazy ones, including a guy here. Here's one. You guys are going to love this. All right. There was a guy in Pennsylvania who showed a great demonstration of how ignorant and bigoted some of the MAGA supporters can be. Not saying this is all MAGA, but guys, check this out. Pennsylvania MAGA supporter goes viral. All right. The guy who said this, and he really stood out. He's a forever Trumper, always Trumper. See if I can find it. Okay, so out of all these videos, and this guy is like a great demonstration of kind of like how twisted the average MAGA white nationalist, crazy lunatic normalized the fact that we don't love, everybody else does not, they're not with Jesus. Or I should say the Lord in that context. I mean, there is so many videos. You guys can look this up yourself. This is not just about singling out just one guy. But there's more than enough cases out there where a MAGA supporter shows the true colors. And that shows the truth that the insurrection was real in 2024. The replacement of our government, the replacement of people in that government with people that are loyal to Trump, loyal to MAGA, loyal to making America great again, which I'll also always refute, that there are problems with that right there. Okay, there's nothing to be made great. We have to be proud as a nation, united together, not divided, not single out marginalizing one group over another, certainly not dismantling our politics. That is a dangerous anti-democratic thing to do. And that's what this group stands for. Anti-democratic, anti-two-party system. That's what MAGA represents. Don't you forget it. That is a fact. And we have to do whatever it takes to dismantle, disprove, discredit, hold them accountable to the highest standard. You can find plenty of videos, because I'm not just going to single out one person. I don't stand for that kind of demonetizing, terrible rhetoric. You can find dozens of videos that prove the type of supporters that are MAGA supporters. Use that as your textbook, your ammunition, your motivation. Use that to truly mobilize, to truly give you the incentive that you need if you aren't already sensitively on the right message right there. There's plenty of people who have done this, that have spoken out and claimed that Trump is king, Trump is God, Trump is the true hero for America. He's the patriarch, he's our savior. These people believe that. Everyday Americans believe that. They actually believe that. And I am smart enough to know that Trump is just laughing at the fact that these people are dumb enough to literally think that he's their savior. So remember that, guys. You'll find the full link in the description to the most important articles to the least most important. And even with Saturday Night Live, they can make their jokes. Sure, let them make their jokes. But you know what's really interesting? It's what we do as a country together that matters. It's going to last forever for the present here and now. And what I'm fighting for is the kids in the present always. And that includes you guys out there. Even those who may not be on my direct political side, we're in this together as human beings, the modern day human beings. And if we have to use certain old enacted rules to pinpoint the hypocritical factors of what the President Trump campaign is going to do when the time comes, we will. But I'm hoping people are incentivized to do this, to pick up the mantle, to join with me, to engage in productive conversations, engaging conversations. Certainly not the ones that I was getting last night in my short bit of feed that were calling me gay, gayist, the lizard. Where do I look like a lizard? And where do I look like I'm gay? I do not have preferences for males. Not that I'm against males. I'm LGBT. I'm a demisexual. You know what the demisexual is? If you don't know it, somebody who cannot physically engage in anything past platonic affiliation with someone unless there's a bond formed, which simply means no hooking up, no flings, no funny business. no romance unless there's a physical bond with one other person. If you don't know that about demisexuality, that might waken you up. Most ignorant people think demisexuality is just about being a weird LGBT creep that's against kids and does creepy stuff. There's a lot of hate against the LGBT, against children. And there are hardworking LGBT people every day fighting for the kids because they know what it was like growing up, getting the hate that they had to deal with bigoted, hateful people that want to spread the misinformation. We are a part of that future. We call them out. You guys are not alone. Let that be an inspiration to you who are LGBT and every other group out there, including those who fight for the rights of different rights of color of skin. You know what's interesting? Over all of them, I don't just say that I'm with one group just because of what they say. I'm with that one group out of the humanitarian value of what they fight for. And if you're bringing anything less than that, you're not going to be a part of this movement. You're not going to be welcome here. And I discourage anybody from empowering people to want to be a part of that. Just like how ironic it is that Trump can support a white nationalist like Stephen Miller, the architect behind his mass deportation and separating children from their families. Again, the most important takeaway from this, again, remember this man's face.
Remember his face and do your homework, guys. Thanks for watching.